One of the most frustrating things in the world is wanting to get up, wanting to be active, wanting to just do other things in general, but feeling like you don't have the energy to get it done. If you feel like you just can't muster up the energy to get a workout in, or by 10, 11 o'clock in the day, you're exhausted and you're just ready to go to bed and get off of work, I'm gonna walk you through some of the reasons this might be happening so that you can get the energy that you need to, first off, feel the way that you wanna feel, and secondly, actually get active, start eating the right things, and get your body and health in order, because it all starts with your day-to-day energy levels. So let's get it. What's going on? My name is Montel Hardin, personal trainer, strength and conditioning, and sports nutrition coach since 2017. Over that time, we've worked with over 700 men and women, helping them drop body fat, build lean muscle, and get healthier than they've ever been. And one of the biggest issues and roadblocks that we have to overcome is helping clients improve their energy levels, because the concept of working out and exercising and expending all of this energy seems so daunting when you're in a position where you're already running on zero, just looking at spreadsheets on the computer, or just commuting to and from work, or just getting your kids ready for bed. And it's like, even these simple little mundane tasks, it's like you're dragging through it and you have zero energy. So the thought of going running or doing a 60-minute workout at the gym, like, it just seems impossible based on where you currently are. There's a few big reasons for that. Like I said, we're gonna help you figure out exactly what those are and how to overcome those things. Just like one of my clients, Sean, when he first started working with us, he felt the same exact way. He was like, man, I've tried to work out, I've tried to be consistent with it, but it's like, I just can never make myself go to the gym at the end of the day. I'm so tired, I'm so drained, and it's like, I haven't even done anything, but I'm so drained and I can never get myself to do it. And it's causing me to lose confidence in myself and my ability to actually, work on my health and get where I need to be. So we implemented the same 3 things that I'm about to talk to you about. We eased him into the process of his journey, and we were eventually able to drop 60 pounds of body fat and reveal his abs over a 7-month time frame. But first, by managing and upticking his energy, which is really one of the most important things that you have, because without it, nothing else really happens, at least not at a high quality level. First off, one of the biggest reasons that you might be feeling a constant lull and a dip in your energy is because you're not eating at regular intervals and you're waiting too long in the day to consume your first meal. So research from the University of Missouri found that people that skipped their first meal or waited till 12, 1, 2 o'clock, really after 12 p.m. To consume their first meal, they often had cravings for high fat, high sugar foods throughout the rest of that day. They consumed probably more processed, higher caloric foods, lower nutrient foods, which we both know causes an even more drastic energy dip after you get that initial spike from that processed food, and then you get that subsequent crash later on. You're already starting off in a bad place, because you're starting off, you haven't consumed food, you've been up since 6, 7 o'clock, you haven't eaten in 5, 6 hours, you haven't consumed anything, and then your blood sugar is already low, which is gonna cause a lull in energy. That's really why you feel that way physiologically. And then you take this high carb, high fat, high sugar food, you consume that, it spikes your energy for a little bit, and then it crashes even lower than it was beforehand. And that's why by the time you get off work, you don't feel like doing anything. Your energy is just so low, and a large part of that is because of how you're starting your day with 0 nutrients. Body needs those nutrients to get through the day, and depriving yourself of them is one of the biggest reasons you experience that lack of energy. Your brain is also highly reliant on high quality carbohydrates, and when you're depriving your body of those, healthy fats that your brain also runs on as well, that's where you experience that sluggishness and that brain fog and that inability to just think clearly and conceptualize ideas. And it's like, even you probably experience this in your work, where you're just stuck at things that usually you're just pumping out, but now you just feel stuck and you feel like projects are taking longer. It's taking longer to be creative. It's taking longer to really get in a productive, deep work mode. And that's going to be because you are not properly fueling your body or your brain for the task. All of this throttles your metabolism. It makes your body hold on and conserve energy a lot more. You run on idle, and as opposed to being on 2nd or 3rd gear and being able to go, your body is just basically running on idle or running on neutral, because you just don't have enough energy coming in. So I want you to start trying to build a set routine for yourself. Create a range where you're gonna have each meal of the day. So if we're talking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, maybe make sure you have breakfast between 7 and 8. Make sure you have lunch between 12 and 1. Make sure you have dinner between 6 and 7. Like, try to keep a 3 to maybe 6 hour window or so in between each mealtime. That way your body has that consistent nutrient flow coming in. Make sure that it's high quality foods, high quality carbohydrates, high quality fats and proteins. And if you have that consistency, your blood sugar levels are going to remain stable throughout the day, which is going to play a huge factor in your body's ability to regulate your energy levels and also get off some stubborn body fat, maintain your lean muscle, which will uptick your energy as well. And it's going to be one of the best things that you can do. You got to fuel yourself though. Two is that you're just too sedentary inside your day. And I know you're like, well, yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to get back working out and, how to get the energy for it. Truth of the matter is, energy is cyclical. You have to expend energy in order to get it. Prolonged inactivity, like sitting for a long period of time, like what you probably do at work every single day, you do on your commute, you do if you're traveling and you're in and out of airports, in and out of airplanes, it's going to reduce your blood circulation. It's going to impair your muscle function and decrease your overall energy because your body wants to be as efficient as it can, which means anything that you're not actively using, it will try to pare down in order to match the energy demands that you're outputting. So if you got some muscle on your body, but you get into the sedentary job or the sedentary role and you stop using it, your body's going to pare down that lean muscle because muscle is very taxing to keep. So if it doesn't see a need and a use for it, it's going to start to get rid of that. And as that lean muscle mass dissipates, that's where that energy is going to dip down. You're going to accumulate body fat. That makes the energy worse. That makes the blood sugar worse, the insulin sensitivity worse. And that's where you get in this cyclical point where it's like you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight. You just can't muster up the energy to get out of that rut because all the things that are happening behind the scenes in your body as a result of what you're doing. So I need you to get up and be as active as you can for at least, and this is bare minimum standard, at least 10 minutes, 3 separate times a day. So before you go to work, around your lunch break, and then when you get off work. So morning, afternoon, and evening, you need to create opportunities where you're active, working up a somewhat elevated heart rate. Being able to actually break a sweat and get some sort of workout in would be great. But at the very least, get a 10-minute walk in before you go to work, get a 10-minute walk in after you eat lunch, and then get a 10-minute walk in when you come back home. Even if you just do those 3 things right there, a total of 30 minutes of structured activity, even just those things, you're gonna notice an uptick in your energy, especially if you do it all outside. If we're talking about walks, getting that sunlight, getting that fresh air, getting that opportunity to be outside is gonna be very, very important for your body. And it's something that you can easily do. There's no reason in the world you can't literally wake up and do this tomorrow. If any of these things is the easiest to do, it's what I just listed right there. 10 minutes. 10 times 3. That's what I want you to, I got to get my 10 by 3 in. I got to get it in the morning. I got to get it in at lunch, and I got to get it in after I get off work. And then you just slowly start to extend that time. So it starts off at 10 minutes, then we go to 15, then we go to 20, then we go to 30. Now, before you know it, you've tripled the amount of time that you're moving your body, and it is definitely going to reflect in the way that you look and the way that you feel and your overall energy level. And then last but not least is that you're probably abusing caffeine. So of course, moderate, normal doses of caffeine actually cause an uptick in energy and alertness and concentration and mental energy. When you start to use too much, gonna start to lead to disruptions in your circadian rhythm, basically just meaning you're not going to be able to sleep and wake up at the times that you're supposed to. Your body is not going to be able to up and down throttle energy when it's supposed to. Our body's energy is supposed to start low and get high as we wake up and get into our day and go through our day. And then it slowly lowers near the end of the day as it starts to get dark. But when you're consuming coffee constantly, you have this, it's essentially like a bell curve is what your energy is supposed to be if your circadian rhythm is truly dialed in the way that it's supposed to. But when you have caffeine, what happens is you have this extreme spike, and then an extreme crash, and then an extreme spike, and then an extreme crash, which throws everything out of whack. And the longer you have this situation, the higher your cortisol is going to be. When your cortisol and your stress levels are elevated, that's a recipe for holding on and storing body fat and also throttling your energy levels as well, but not being able to sleep. And I don't know about you, but that's the worst situation to be in. It's called tired and wired, where you're exhausted, you're super tired. All you can think about is going to sleep, but your body will not go to sleep. Excess caffeine is one of the biggest reasons and the causes and culprits for that. So what I need you to do going forward is I want you to try to stay under 200 milligrams of caffeine per day. That's the equivalent of about 2 small cups of coffee, 200 milligrams a day. And I want you completely done with that by 10 a.m. That's because caffeine does have a 6 to 12 hour half-life in the body, meaning that it might take your body 6 to 12 hours to fully digest that caffeine. So you don't want to be drinking, a coffee or an energy drink at 2 or 3 in the day, because that's going to put you at close to midnight before your body has really absorbed that caffeine. And more than likely, you're not going to get high quality sleep in that situation. So make sure that you control and manage that caffeine intake. And you eventually want to get to the point where you do not need caffeine to get you through the day. That's the whole point of the conversation that we're having. You want to be able to run on your body's natural energy. And what we just talked about here, making sure that you eat in regular intervals, especially to get your day started. The breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That mantra is going to ring true today when it comes to making sure that you set your body up in a positive way to go into your day. Secondly, getting that activity in. Energy is cyclical. Your body needs to expend energy in order to get it. You're not going to go from 0 energy from couch to 5K, like all these different things that people believe can happen. The truth is, you got to ease yourself in and get better and better every day. And then third, make sure that you control your caffeine intake, and then eventually get to the point where you're only having maybe 1 cup of coffee or something like that, or an equivalent energy drink every single day. And watch out for those pre-workouts as well, because a lot of times 1 scoop or 1 serving of pre-workouts is going to be way more than 200 milligrams of caffeine. So watch out for that as well, because you can get a sneaky high amount of caffeine that can mess you up there as well. So if you watch out for those things and you really prioritize eating in a consistent interval, getting as active as you can at least 3 times throughout the day, and then watching your caffeine, you're going to improve your energy levels dramatically. You're probably going to drop a substantial amount of body fat. You're going to maintain your lean muscle as you drop that body fat. You're gonna start to feel like a new person in pretty short order. So that's it. Hopefully you got value out of this. If you did, you're gonna get a lot more value out of our Sunday guide that we send over. We give you the exact blueprints and game plans that we use to help our clients drop body fat, build lean muscle, and get healthier than ever. If you click the first link in the description, you'll be able to find that. And make sure to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so that you don't miss any more uploads going forward. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.